G'day. Today we're talking about patriots and patriots' work. So, to start, just so everyone's clear on what a patriot is, let's define patriot. So, there we go. Oh. So, fellow countrymen of one's father. Barbarians who had only a common or free state. A loyal and disinterested lover. 16th century defender of one's country and its interests. One whose ruling passion is the love of his country. The mid-18th century in England, sometimes used for a factitious disturber of government. Patriotism, supporting one's own country, directed to the public safety and welfare. Google, patriot is a person who loves, supports and is prepared to defend country with loyalty and dedication. Signifies devotion to one's nation, often emphasising the protection of its interests, values and historically its independence. So modern or civic meaning gives the time to community service. The defender is the countrymen and countrywomen, not to be confused with loyalists. A loyalist is one who supports the established government. So question, it's for Americans. Are Trumpy supporters loyalists supporting government or patriots supporting country, or a bit of both? So, as you know, I've been driven by something so much higher than myself. In 2018, I sold my house to finance myself and started working with other patriots. We gathered the like-minded and we had weekly gatherings. So locally, it started at parks and ended up 35 people or more at weekly meetings at a community venue. And we used to pay $5 each just to pay for the venue and take food. And it was a really lovely night. It was on Friday nights. We used to do that. So then we connected to other like-minded communities in person that were in suburbs within a 40-minute radius. And we all visited each other's communities and invited people trying to set up their own endeavours. So in this way, we started sharing interests. Some people would do a demo and sell their products. For example, a lady promoting hemp products did a talk about the benefits of hemp, made sample hemp seed smoothies and sold hemp seeds on the night as a nutritious additive to our diet. And another lady promoted the Let's Exchange, that's LETS, and the Let's Exchange markets where alternative currency is used as well as cash. And we all joined the Let's Exchange and contributed. So on one night, she got 35 new supporters. So, and markets, I find, were a great way to connect to others. For example, in a different state, I knew someone who sold imperial flags, which is the red flag, and told the history of the imperial flag at those markets. Because the Oz flag got changed from red to blue But all the red flags in the history books, the red was recoloured to blue so that people weren't aware that right up to the Korean War, we fought under the red flag. So, and markets attracted other people just from within the local community. So I recommend to attract more people, invite buskers and musos. So people had all sorts of things. There was one guy there that just put down a rug and brought a couple of old tools and jars and things. Well, I brought all his jars because I dry a lot of plants and powder them for myself. And pickles, etc. So, he did quite well on the day. And surprisingly, he really didn't have much, but he got rid of a lot. So, and markets are great for people selling alternative products like magnesium sprays, colloidal silver, heritage seeds, and promoting whatever your personal interests are, because you're speaking to people one-on-one. If you don't have a community of your own, other community groups are always looking for something new to get involved with. Example, church communities, school communities, ladies or men's groups. And everyone loves a market, so that's a really good place to start. And it promotes people to be creative. The arts community are right into this. So that's how it was done in my patriot environment. And it's expanded across the country in ways I wouldn't have perceived, because we are all creators and using creative initiative. The secret to not turning people away when setting up in local community is not to speak about personal beliefs not related, i.e. that is political agendas, etc. For example, my local group, we raised money and gathered about 25 people to go out west to Pilliga for an educational field trip, because as patriots, saving the Great Artesian Basin, Australia's biggest underground water source, was of interest. What really turned me off was that the local tribes people conducting the tours were not only fighting Santos about coal seam gas mining, they also promoted a political shit fight, because half of what they talked about is the black versus white issue in a really derogatory way, when most of us were white and there to help promote their cause. They did not stick to topic, and I lost interest as they were hostile and promoting the whole other separatist political agenda that really I thought was of no benefit to anyone. So that's a great example. If you don't stick to topic when you're starting out, you can shoot yourself in the foot. So if you're promoting community building practices, stick to that topic when speaking to people outside of your own circle. So today I'm just telling you how we did it, and it might give you some ideas. I'm probably not getting much interest in starting a charity to promote this stuff, because it's no benefit to the individual, no profits to be made for personal gain. But long term, it's a different story. maybe I'm here just to give guidance, which I'm happy to do. So my thing is to promote creativity in people to eventually strengthen a country. For people to put in a small effort to create a functioning community in one's own town. These ideas grow to strengthen a nation from ground level. And it has bugger all to do with politics or government, except maybe to accomplish it, the opposite of what they do. Now, people love their country, but not really interested in building it. They just prefer to complain about government and worry about self. Fact, we are all connected. If towns function better with people working together, that benefits everyone. So I guess this video, this has already been done in Australia, right? So this video is targeted at Americans. I know Americans love their guns, but firepower isn't the answer when prepping for hard times. Attached is an Edgar Cayce video that explains why and what you should be looking at doing for the best outcome. I hope that's a help to everyone and gives people ideas moving forward. All right, thank you very much. I'll catch you next time.